Hi YouTube!
Hello.
Here we are again with some parallel content because there is a really big patch coming out this week. Heard some rumors it might be today. So we're gonna have a look at some of the top picks for like most impactful, most fun changes. Jambre here
Hello.
did something. I'll let you explain what you did on Twitter.
Well, I went through patch. There's quite a lot of changes. It's called the shotgun patch.
Yeah.
I guess because it's spraying you with changes. I don't know. I don't know why it's called that. But there are quite a few changes you can check out. We'll notice we have the link
Yeah.
in the description.
Yeah.
But I went over them myself and I just picked out one for each of the factions
Okay.
of what I thought was going to be the most interesting change.
Yeah. Okay.
And let's go over them.
Yeah, that sounds good. We have been really busy the past few weeks, so I actually haven't seen the full patch notes yet. So I am very excited to see which cards you picked as most impactful, and then later on I'll compare it to maybe what I think.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one, here we go.
Okay, please support. This is a relic. It has seen play in the past, in like burn Cafe decks, but it's a little bit slow nowadays.
Yeah.
So they're buffing it.
Oh, they're actually buffing it.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're buffing it.
interesting.
So it's still 4 energy,
Yeah.
but it's got this additional text. The first effect you play each turn costs one
Oh,
less.
okay, right. So you get a little discount every first effect play on the turn.
Yeah.
Right.
So as base, it's kind of 3
Yeah.
energy,
Yeah.
but you can only play it on turn 4 onwards. But every turn you're going to get that discount. And the time you play it, you can pair it with like a launcher and get a launcher off twice, and it's like way easier to play.
Yeah.
So I think this could end up seeing play again.
Okay, so you think that the Cathies might swap again from the very board based that what they're playing now to more like a burn focused Cathy deck again?
Yeah, potentially. Okay. I mean, this is certainly gonna incentivize that.
Yeah.
At least. So that's good. To see some branching out of the archetypes.
Okay, cool. So let's move on to the next one.
All right, we got the Swelling
Tide. I don't even know if I know this card.
Yeah, I was gonna say this card's. I mean, it's been in the game, but its old ability was kind of weak.
Okay.
So I'm not surprised you haven't really seen it. It relies you on having fewer units than your opponent to activate its effect. Right. In the past, you would search the top 3 cards of your deck.
Yes.
It would cost 1 less.
Yes.
So it would be like kind of neutral in terms of energy, but now you're getting a 2 energy discount. So you're paying, if you're behind, you pay 1 energy. You look for the best unit out of your 3, scan it by 2, and you can play it straight away. So you're getting like some mana cheat there. And what's more, if they've changed how it works, if you're ahead, so you always just draw a card before you had to discard a card as well.
Yes. So
it should be a pretty good comeback tool, I think, for Qatari decks, because they don't really have a comeback tool so much.
No, they don't.
So if you're behind, this can help you get back a little bit. So I think that's cool.
Yeah, that's good. Like I really like playing Qatari, so maybe I'll give it a try later on. Who knows?
That's it. Add another dimension to the deck. I think sometimes you want to actually be behind.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, next we have Gafar's Peacekeeper.
Yeah. So, how many times have you played against Gafar on ladder?
I think once or twice.
Yeah, I could count it on one hand. I think.
Yes.
He's not very popular. He's a bit. He's got cool effects with all the passive stuff, but it's a bit underutilized. This should help them quite a bit. It's added such a big boost to it. Muster target unit gains pacifist. So
yeah,
pacifist means that the unit can no longer attack.
Yeah, but
yeah.
The target unit gains pacifist dormant. When this unit becomes dormant, target unit gains pacifist until your next turn.
Yeah, so
what does that mean?
So every turn these flip between dormant and awakened states.
Oh, right.
And every time it flips, it triggers what it says. So when this comes down, it's going to make the unit not be able to attack. And then if they don't remove it, the next turn, it's going to be able to make something else not be able to attack. So.
Oh, yeah, that's actually really cool. Yeah. Maybe frustrating to play against.
Maybe.
I do like attacking with my unit.
Yeah, I think most people do. So kind of cool.
I see.
It's like removal on its first turn, and then if they don't remove it, themselves, it's going to do a lot more work. So,
Okay, yeah, that's actually a really interesting change.
and it's only for Gaffer.
Yeah,
So it it will help him, and
hopefully.
you won't see it in the other decks.
Yeah, that's good. But it's good because for the past few months we've seen mostly the same decks over and over. So hopefully this will give the
Some new
other
life.
the other decks a chance to shine as well. So definitely something to look out for. Okay, next one. Triumph of Iron.
Yeah, this is getting a big rework. So before this used to rely on upgrades in your
Yeah,
deck you put on it, but now they're changing it to overclock.
right.
Overclock is a mechanic where you can spend one energy to give a unit a random upgrade.
Yes.
Um, and now they've got this new one. You create two 1/1s,
Mm.
and then you can overclock up to 3 units you have. So
Oh, yeah,
you
that's
only
pretty
need
good.
one extra one on board to get the full value out of it.
Yeah.
And the overclock costs one less, so you don't have to spend that one energy. You can
Yep.
overclock 3 times at a base. And then if you've got any other units in hand that wants to overclock or upgrades or whatever, you can do them at a
You
discounted
know,
rate.
this one really sounds like a card you might play because I remember
Yeah,
in the past you've been playing some decks with upgrades and you even made like an OTK kind of deck with
I
your
did
upgrade.
a while
No,
ago.
so yeah, this
I want to play this one. I love Organ
yeah,
Core decks,
I
so
know.
I think this is really cool. Overclock's quite fun. You just get a bit of random.
Yeah,
Sometimes you high roll, sometimes you low
true,
roll.
true,
Pretty
true.
fun.
Okay, well, you think this will see play, or is it just something you were mostly hyped about?
I think it will, and you can maybe build around it a bit and put like more overclock cards in your deck because when you play this, you can then maybe fill out the rest of your mana with
Mm.
overclock. So,
Okay,
kind of cool.
interesting. Okay, so this might be something you're gonna cook
Yeah,
right
yeah,
after the
definitely,
patch. Okay,
definitely,
guys. So
definitely.
if you're interested in the Organ Core deck, just check out Jambre's stream. He will show you how it's done.
All right, and we've got Shroud.
All right, what have you cooked for Shroud?
Now, I'm not much of a Shroud player, so
No, me
this
neither.
is one of the cards I thought maybe would be cool.
Okay.
It's a pretty simple change. It's not got a mana change or anything. It's just instead of creating like copies of it, it's
You play
creating and
now.
playing. So you get
Yeah.
all the muster abilities too,
Okay.
which is a big deal. Like you could
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah,
Some
I think
pretty,
otherwise it would be a bit expensive for 8.
yeah.
But this might see play. Is there a way to cheat it out somehow, or do you still have to wait till?
Um. Well, they have like a one drop that discounts effects. There's a few
Mm,
other like fringe ways to discount
okay.
effects, but generally going to be paying a fair amount of mana for it. But it summons quite a lot of board, and
Yeah,
with
it
the
does.
muster abilities too, maybe that board will actually do something too.
Maybe I'll actually have to learn how to play Shroud now to see how this works.
Yeah. I mean, I just like it. It's just like a
Yeah,
big value bomb
it
for
is.
the late
Yes.
game.
Yeah. Big tempo swing. All right. So we got some uni cards as well.
hmm
What is
This
this
is
one?
a huge text change for this card. Basically,
Yeah.
changed a lot. It is now a 5 mana 5/5 with battle ready. And you also get some abilities if you trade with it. So if you trade, you get a counter. First counter you can remove from the unit, and then you can do 2 damage to another unit. So you have a 5/5 that can trade, and then you can also deal 2 to something else. That's a pretty good rate for a 5 drop. You can
I'm
also go face.
I'm still trying to process all the text
Yeah,
on it.
there's a lot of text on this one. I'm trying to keep it simple.
Yeah.
It's like a 5/5. You trade it,
Yes.
and then if you kill the unit, you can also deal 2 to another unit.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could go face because it is battle ready. 5 mana,
Ooh.
5/5, go face.
Well, I'm going face then. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, that's not bad. So it's flexible.
Right.
There's also remove 2 counters and 3 counters to do stuff, but you have to be able to kill a few units before you
Yeah.
do that. So they're unlikely to actually come down on the board, but they're
Right.
there.
Yeah. Okay, I see. What type of deck do you think this goes in?
I think any sort of mid-rangey deck could consider it. Like I said, 5/5. That's good at trading.
Or
You
going
get
face?
or going face. It's flexible, and I think a lot of decks would care about that. If you're not ultra aggro, maybe this.
Okay.
Even if you are aggro,
Yeah, maybe it could be
5 to
your
the
like
face.
your top curve.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's
Just a
just
finisher. Yeah.
I think it's just like a strong overall card that a lot of decks could play.
Okay, not bad. And then we have one more.
Yeah.
Here is the last one.
So Go-san, this is just a cost change.
Yeah.
This card was like something I tried very early when I started the game because like, oh, I was taking too much damage.
Yes.
I'm gonna do this to heal.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But he was a little overcosted. But now he's like going to 4
Yeah.
energy. I think if you're a deck that is a little weak to aggro, potentially or face damage, maybe
Yeah.
you're trying to ramp up to something. This could be a good card to consider because it's like sort of like a band-aid solution for taking too much damage early on. It clears
Yeah.
the board and heals you up.
Especially since burn Cathy might be a thing again.
Yeah.
Maybe you can play this and try to heal up,
Yeah,
and
it
then
could be a good counter.
yeah. I can see that. So this is more for like slower decks, I suppose, because if you're already aggressor, you don't really want to.
Exactly. You won't be taking the damage, and if you're on the board very early, your opponent's probably going to be trading your units rather than hitting your face. So you're not going to get the value out of it. So it's probably for decks that like take a while to ramp up, or they're off the board for a significant amount of time. But it's a good option for them.
All right.
And that's just some of the changes. There's the full patch notes. There's a lot of changes you can go through. These are just the ones I picked out.
Okay, interesting. So hope you enjoyed this video about the shotgun patch. Also, if you have any other cards that you think stand out, let us know in the comments. We will post a link to the full patch in the description so you can just check out all the cards yourself. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. Bye!
Bye.